So I'm a little scared right now. There's been somebody violently smacking the wall in the vacant unit behind this wall over the last, I'd say, hour. While I was lying on my bed trying to take a nap, somebody seems to have taken it upon themselves to once again pick the lock to Unit 88 directly next door and start slamming things against this wall. The Greenville Group, as a matter of record, business practice, and social policy, chooses to cram large numbers of violent, mentally disturbed sex offenders into not just this building, even though they claim that this building is for people who have jobs and who work and pay rent out of pocket, but in the building across the street, which is literally a zoo for pedophile scumbags, raping, perving, creeping, psycho filth who have some serious issues with anybody who has boobs. So there's somebody behind this wall right now becoming violent and aggressive, and it's 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. And in spite of multiple written and verbal notifications to the Greenville Group about somebody who gets violent against this wall late at night and on weekends, today's a Saturday, nobody's going to check who's in 88. The Greenville Group have failed to take responsibility for their pedophile scumbags who they choose to house in large numbers in this building. Again, even though they claim that this is a building for people who are functional and have to pay rent out of pocket and have jobs, they house large numbers of mentally disturbed, no life, low life sex offender trash in this building anyway. So now I have to just protect myself. So if that gets moved, that means that somebody was in that unit and had to get out. Maintenance is not on site on Saturdays and Sundays, as the maintenance manager repeatedly told me when I kept calling him to tell him that there's excessive heat in my unit and can he please send somebody from maintenance to my unit. He's like, no, we're not on site Saturdays or Sundays. Sorry, we can't help you. So then if they're not on site Saturdays and Sundays or anytime after 5:30 on weekdays, then they don't have any reason to check in Unit 88. And therefore, I'm just going to hang that bag there until the piece of shit that keeps slamming things directly behind this wall right here has to leave. Either that or he'll have to pee in the sink. Filthy trash. It's probably the pedophile Jason DaCosta who threatened to kill me when he came to my door when I was talking to my phone standing at my sink, and he kept claiming he could hear what I was saying when I was at my sink. Really? Maybe you shouldn't listen, you piece of shit. You stupid, rejected asswipe. That is literally somebody trying to slam things against my door and break the door open. See that? That's DaCosta right there. He also cracked the doorknob, and maintenance had to put a metal brace around the doorknob. Right there, that's Jason DaCosta. He slammed his fist or his foot against my door repeatedly, not just in February on February 1st, but also on December 23rd. And the Greenville Group refused to do anything about it. So I have to just... I mean, there's nothing preventing that piece of shit from picking the lock to his former unit or even just using his former key. I mean, did they take the key away from him? And maybe they didn't. Maybe they're deliberately permitting that piece of shit to slam things against this wall right now because they want him to harass me. I mean, why did they house that piece of shit in Unit 88 to begin with? He's a piece of shit who threatens to kill women. He's a piece of shit who I have reason to believe was legally confined to his unit for sex crimes against children. Yeah, that's what I have a funny feeling about. I'm pretty sure Jason DaCosta was convicted of sex crimes against children, but because he's on the autism spectrum or claims he has some sort of mental disability, instead of putting him in prison, they put him next to me in Unit 88. And now they're refusing to monitor his actions and his behavior, and they're allowing him to continue to access the empty premises of his unit where he becomes violent and aggressive against this wall late at night, off hours, weekends, at 3 a.m. Why is somebody at 3 a.m. slamming things against this wall from directly behind this wall? It's not coming from below because it echoes. The slamming echoes right against this wall. It's not coming from 2 floors down, around the corner, down the street, at the convenience store. It's directly against this wall. I have a Master of Science degree in tumor biology and angiogenesis, and I've had to study pretty extensively physical phenomenon. So I know when a noise is being made right here versus, 12 or 14 feet below my feet. Huge difference. The Greenville Group are criminally negligent slumlords who choose to cram large numbers of pedophile psycho scum into their buildings as some sort of social policy to destabilize the neighborhood because they're from Russia and they don't like Americans. There we go. There's my conclusion based on my own personal observations and daily experience on a firsthand basis dealing with violent slamming and banging for absolutely no reason other than the pieces of shit on the other side of this wall seem to have knowledge of what I say and do in the privacy of this unit and become violent and aggressive towards me and verbally threaten to kill me while trying to break my door down on multiple occasions over the last few months. Psycho trash, right? These are people who deliberately and knowingly break the law, and I'm including the Greenville Group and their staff in that. Deliberately break the law, deliberately engage in landlord-tenant harassment to certain tenants, but not others, that are entirely blatantly prejudicial based on gender and skin color. And then they do nothing about written complaints, verbal notices. So then, you have to take them to court and file restraining orders against them, as I keep having to do. This is the third restraining order I've had to file against the Greenville Group in the last year because of their refusal to address a behavioral violence, pedophile scum behavior where they hack into my phones and have knowledge of who the children in my family are and then target those children by dispersing information about their, apparently their appearance. Little girls, it's sickening. And the Greenville Group is complicit in this.